Welcome to Life in the Fast Lane with Matt Tift and myself for a very, very special show. Like, this is a super special show. Matt is on spring break. How do you like it?
I am. What? I was on spring break last week.
Oh, so you're going back to what is your
Yeah,
hardest class? What do you find more difficult? Math, trigonometry. Are you in trigonometry yet? Did they do that in middle school?
to be honest, I hated trig. I
I
was
can't
actually
do trig. If you want to know the honest to God truth, trigonometry is not. Now stats and percentages, I'm fine in, but
yeah.
like
I actually
trigonometry, algebra, nah, I can't do it, dude.
no joke at UNC Charlotte. I actually would tutor people in statistics.
It's what?
I used to tutor people in statistics. I would go tutor people in stats. It was fun.
Really?
Yeah, that's like I don't that and financial accounting. I was really good at, and I tutored people in both of those. And I will say most things in math I have not used in my life, but those two things, like calculus, never used it. But when it came to financial accounting and the other one, what I just say, stats, I actually use those pretty much every day. So those were actually legit classes. So there you go. But what a great, exciting way to start out the day talking about math in school. Jesus, Keith.
I want you to feel at home. I care about you, man. I care about how your day goes in school. I didn't know you were coming off spring break. I thought you were going on spring break.
Just gonna act like I'm
All right.
frozen.
I pissed him off already. It is only 1 minute into the show, and you're already aggravated. I have done my job.
You sure have. Again, as usual. Bravo.
So for the first time ever, I came up with the title for the show, Holy Gonzaga. That made me
You
happy.
did. It was good too.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
Tyler, the volleyball slash producer, and I were talking about this before the show because I did not personally watch the tournament much at all, and I did not watch the game. However, I do know that Gonzaga was the clear favorite to win. It seemed like everybody wanted Gonzaga to win, and Baylor pulled off something which we were talking about, Tyler and I, that RG3 put out something that he was very excited about them, and he's this is the first time he's had something to celebrate in his career in a long, long time. So good for
Man,
RG3.
poor RG3. That hurt a little bit. Oh, I got a good job, Keith, from Crystal. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Well, one thing is today for tonight's show is we're going to open up a little bit to the fans. So we talked about this last night. So
Right.
we're going to play a little bit of Q&A. So you guys throw in some questions. Keith or I will answer them. Doesn't matter if it's favorite ice cream, what kind of butt paste Keith uses, whatever you want it to be.
Did you
It
just
is
say
out in the
butt
open.
paste? Like as in like like diaper rash?
I don't know.
I mean, because if that's the case, I mean, I'll tell you exactly which ones I use.
Perfect. Let's go.
I mean, I use the monkey paste. No, really, I do. It's called monkey paste. Look it up. Fix it like that.
I used Gorilla Glue, but then that didn't work out so well. Then I tried my hair after the girl did it and went viral. That didn't work out so well either.
Did you say gorilla glue?
Yes.
What did your ass get stuck to
Well,
before you figured out that?
it did not get stuck to super glue, but it did get stuck to Gorilla Glue.
Oh, Matt, you don't use gorilla glue on your ass.
Yeah, I didn't know that until then.
But see, that's all the experience of growing up. As you get through high school, you'll understand you're not supposed to do those things.
Yeah, and then so they told me to use this stuff called acetone. Then I drank it. That didn't work. So then I used it to apply it on there.
So you got your first question of the day. First of all, before we get to in the Spotify sign last night, I just forgot to say something. Now that I got that out of the way, it says, Matt, what's your favorite Beartooth song dash other bands played around the shop? This is by Jared B Designs. He went to Jared.
Oh, he did went to Jared. Oh, but every kiss
He
begins.
did went to Jared, so English class isn't your strongest suit.
Wait, what?
He did went to Jared.
Mm-hmm. So, shut up.
He
Uh,
did went to Jared.
he don't went to Jared. Yeah, he don't did it.
He
Uh,
don't get he don't he gonna went to Jared. I'm gonna tell you what, he went down there and going.
So
Right.
this
So
whole, this whole Beartooth thing is kind of cool because we had a fan, and so BJ, he loves skulls, everything, heavy metal, death metal, whatever. So he loves all that stuff. So I'm constantly in the shop. We're always hearing it, and so this fan created a fan art car of Beartooth and what it would look like. And I was like, this looks sweet. So I reached out to Beartooth, and I hope we can put something together for doing a race maybe this year or something with their record label there. But today we were in the shop, and Diseased by Beartooth was playing, and I like that song a lot. But yeah, I mean, I swear it's always like if you want to know the general like happy music and spa music in a a massage place, that's our stuff at Live Fast Motorsports. It's Beartooth and other heavy metal stuff. It's just constantly what's going on in there. So if you have a problem, you just bang your head out a little bit, and then you're back to normal.
So I gotta be honest with you, I have no idea what Beartooth is.
Well, a bear tooth is typically a tooth inside of a bear, but in this case, it happens to be a band.
Yeah, jackass from Columbus, Ohio. They have been signed to Red Bull Records. I get it now.
Yeah.
Is this guy part of Red Bull Records?
Yeah. So they're part of Red Bull Records.
Jared B Designs. Is he a Red Bull record exec?
I don't know.
Should I be talking to him about my rap career?
Oh, yes. Let's hear about it.
It's not here yet.
Why not?
I'm trying to establish my rap career.
But I mean, you gonna go freestyle on us?
I'm
oh wait, I see. Okay, I'm looking back at my phone. So Jared is it Jared Bakanaski Designs? If you're the one who created this thing, it looks awesome. So good job if you did it. That was very impressive.
So wait, created what? What is this, Jared? What do you do, Jared?
You went to Jared. I'll try to show with my phone.
The only thing is I made the Jared joke, and he made fun of me for making the Jared joke.
So this is what the car looked like. It looks like their record release. So it's got their band logo and all the skulls and stuff, and they mashed it with the car. I know it's hard to see in the phone from this. I can't integrate in the show. But yeah, that was really cool. So never know what happens. Red Bull Records and Beartooth, maybe we can do something in the future. But, we got a space. We got a driver who looks like a rocker or a WWE guy. So, I mean, we might as well make use of it.
Well, yeah, but we need to go back to my rap career.
All right. Well, let's freestyle. Come on.
I can't freestyle. Don't put me out like
that. Okay. Well, your rap career just ended. I'm sorry. You got to be able to go on the spot.
Are you kidding me? I can just mumble like the rap. Dude, I can speak English at least. That's got to count for something.
No, most of the stuff now is actually Spanish. That's what's hitting the top charts now.
Spanish, like Gasolina?
Yeah, like every
Yankee?
Every big singer now has a Spanish song, so you got to go Spanish.
I mean, my last name is La Migra. Does that count for anything?
Is it really?
It's Migra, jackass, but it's spelled La Migra. Like
I didn't know if you changed it on there or something.
Like I just go around changing the pronunciation of my last name every now and again. It's weird. When I'm in Mexico, I make sure it's Migra. When I'm in America, I make sure it's La Migra, especially when I'm at Home Depots. What are you saying? I don't get it.
I don't know. Guys change girls' last names, so you never know.
Matt, that's called marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Does Jordan have your last name?
Actually, she does. But that's probably a topic we should stay away from with you. And let's move on to the next one. Matt. Okay, so Beartooth. No, I need to know about this Beartooth. So Beartooth designed the car, right? No. That's the name of the band. The dude Jared, who went to Jared to buy a ring, designed the car there, then came back. The band's name is Beartooth.
Okay, I'm just all kinds of confused. Are we gonna talk about anything relevant?
Not to be mistaken with White Claw.
Oh God, really?
I hate White Claws. It's okay.
I'm not a fan.
I like Trulies. Okay.
People want me to freestyle. It's not happening. I'm really not a rapper. I guess that was a bad joke that people may have taken literally.
Why would you? Okay, if I'm over here and I say I want to be a ballerina, when do I get to do that? And you go, okay, you're going to say, okay, Matt, go do that. I'm not going to do it. But if you say you're going to be a rapper, then you got to rap and got to freestyle. You're talking about wanting a rap career. Then you go, oh, I can't do it. So you tell me that every artist on American Idol went on to the audition stage and they said, sing us something. They went,
yeah, a song they already knew. I can't just pull rhymes out of the air. I'm not Eminem.
Okay, then do some Eminem.
Let's talk about Gonzaga, you dick.
Come on, Tyler, put on some karaoke for Keith to wrap up.
Karaoke?
Yeah, you can have the background music. You got a beat and everything, so we can hear some "Lose Yourself" or hear some new stuff, whatever it is. Rap God. Oh, I'd love to see Keith do Rap God.
The only thing is I can do the fast part. I'm not going to, but I can. I'll save that for off air.
All I picture is you circling around, pacing as you always do. Go Rap God, Rap God.
Do you know how long it took me to memorize that song? Just that part. I can't do anything from Godzilla, but I can definitely do. I
One
can
day.
definitely do Rap God.
Am I wrong? One day.
Oh no, it was longer than one day.
Sorry.
It was a lot of practice. It was a lot of people making fun of me, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's my life. At least we can have that in common.
We have a lot in common, Matt. We're both guys.
Yeah,
That's pretty
we're
much
both from Ohio.
Yeah, but you moved away. You betrayed us.
I mean, I still live most of my life. The majority of my life, I still live in Ohio longer than I have in North Carolina. So
That is true.
yeah, I know.
All right. So should we talk about Holy Gonzaga, or should we just talk about? I mean, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's just get the tournament out of the way, the NCAA tournament. So obviously Gonzaga did not win. Baylor did win, and I'm going to be honest with you, Keith. I will fill out. I did not this year, but I will fill out a March Madness bracket. I cannot tell you the last time I watched the March Madness tournament since maybe, I don't know, maybe 2012, 2013. The thing
Why?
is,
You're just not into it, or I mean, what is the reason why you didn't want to watch it?
to be honest, it's the beginning of race season, and even as a kid, being a fan of racing, I was into that, and I I don't want to say I don't care because I like watching it. If it's on or something, I'll watch it. Like if we're in a hotel or if I'm bored, I'll watch it. But I guess no, I just don't care. I really don't.
Hmm.
Which is bad in this part of the country because down here, college sports is way bigger than pro sports. So college basketball, obviously with UNC Chapel Hill, the Tar Heels against Duke, that's a big deal. Wasn't this year; they both stunk, but normally it's a big deal. I I don't know. I just don't care. I watched it when Ohio State was at 07 or 08. They were in the Elite Eight or something like that. I watched it then. I like seeing stories of like Cleveland State and them making it to the big dance. I think that's cool. But to be honest, I don't find it that interesting. And the reason is, I think, is honestly because I don't like, and this might be a dumb reason, but I don't like the NBA draft lottery system. And because of that, I'm not going, okay, well, this crap team is going to get this good player. Like it's all made up thing that you go with a bingo ball in there and go pick somebody. So I'm not invested into who's going to win it because I don't know who's going to get them at the next level. If I know the Detroit Pistons suck, I don't know that they're going to go get the next. They're going to go get the new, Donkovic or something in the NBA. I just don't have that affiliation with it. Like college, I liked watching for Jalen Hurts. I liked watching for Joe Burrow. I liked watching for all these guys because you knew you had the idea of the trajectory of the team that they would go to. And then I was invested because, like, okay, I'm a big NFL fan, so I want to see where they come from. In college basketball, I think the college basketball game is more exciting than the NBA. I enjoy watching it.
I see that.
And I used to like the NBA more, not so much. I used to like the NBA more, but not now. So I enjoy watching the fanfare when it's full, fans and the kids are like the students are going crazy in there to get the band, everything like that. I think that part is awesome about all collegiate sports. Like that part's so cool. But I'm just not invested because I don't know where they're going to go. I think Anthony Davis is probably the last one that I was legitimately interested in. I guess Zion was the other one, but otherwise, I just don't care.
I guess that's the problem. I don't really care anymore either. There was a time where I would sit down and not move during March Madness. Like, I mean, I would get the different. I mean, obviously Hulu Live is a thing now, but you would get like the different channels you could watch. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't on PlayStation. It was on something. But I had like all the channels and I was watching every single game. I just don't know, man. The older I get, the more I just don't have time for it.
Yeah,
I just don't.
So here's the difference down here in the South as well is college sports seem to be bigger than pro sports in general. So college football, of course, you have you have the ACC, you got the SEC for that stuff down here. So at least the Southeast and probably Texas too, it's a much bigger deal in college sports than it is in pro sports. And I don't know why that.
Sure.
Maybe it's just different being from Ohio, but the big thing was you had the Browns, the Cavs, and the Indians, and that was just your big three that you watched. So you're emotionally and I guess money wise invested into those games and going to those games. And of course, the Buckeyes, you watched them, but you knew they're going to go beat up on everybody, which is awesome. And we all love the Buckeyes, but it wasn't like, I guess down here, Clemson is such a big deal. You got all the SEC schools in the rivalries because everybody's so close together and there's nothing to do but drink and go to football games, which is awesome. But it just, I don't think growing up in Northeast Ohio, the culture wasn't college sports. It was pro sports, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, yes and no. I mean, I agree with you on that one. But Ohio, I mean, obviously the Buckeyes. It depends on where you're at in Ohio, too. Do you know what I mean? Like, I guess if you're from Cincinnati, yeah, you're going to have more – you're probably going to care more about pro sports than you are about, the college. And they're probably not going to give a damn about Ohio State just because of how far away it is. If you're from Toledo, you don't give a damn about anything because you're pretty sure you're still part of Michigan. Yeah. So, I mean, there, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot. I don't know. So, Ohio State is huge.
Well, they care about beating Bowling Green. That's about it.
They care about what?
I was saying they care about beating Bowling Green. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I just don't see. So, yeah, obviously, if you're from Northeast Ohio, yeah, you're going to be a huge college, a huge Ohio State fan, or you should be anyways. Going to be a huge Ohio State fan, but you also have the big three. You know what I mean? Like, we do have the big three. There are, expect Arkansas, like, they take that, for instance. They have no professional teams.
No, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. And then, like, down here for the Panthers, it's the Carolina Panthers. Okay, well, even when they made the Super Bowl run there, the stadium wasn't, I mean, yeah, you get a lot of fans, but it was not like the Browns making a playoff run. You don't have the diehard fans for that because you have diehard Clemson fans. You have diehard UNC Chapel Hill fans. You have diehard Duke fans. You don't have diehard Panthers fans in the numbers that you do for professional sports in Cleveland, say for the Browns.
Right, which is an issue, which is a problem for I guess March. But I guess that's why as I get older and I'm sitting here like, you know what? I mean, Ohio State, that's it. I care about Ohio State. I don't really. Once they were out of the tournament, I didn't care. I didn't even care about Cleveland State. I know that sounds awful. I just didn't care.
No, I'm totally with you. But
and we got to remember, we got busted. You know what I mean? Like we were out way too quick. So it's like now I really don't care about it. But Gonzaga's loss was kind of. I mean that took people by surprise, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. No, I don't know. I guess I just don't care enough about it. But here's something that we both care about that I want to talk about real quick, and this is talking about the some movie franchises and what you would get. You have to lose 3 of these forever, okay? And I think Tyler put on Twitter, but I'm going to read off of Twitter here. It's a picture. So these are. Any future projects and past projects of these movies and these movie, giants, that you have to get rid of 3 of them, okay?
Okay.
Star Wars, the MCU, DC, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Fast and Furious, Back to the Future, James Bond, Star Trek, Indiana Jones, Avatar.
I can get rid of 3.
You get rid of the 3.
Fast and the Furious, Star Trek, and man, that's tough. Star Trek, Fast and the Furious. What was a couple of the other ones? Say them again.
You got Harry Potter. You got James Bond. You got
James Bond. And I have not watched a single James Bond movie in my entire life. I might have watched pieces and parts of it.
You like Avatar?
I did.
Okay. So
it was okay. Like, I mean, Avatar was one of those movies where I wouldn't have went to go see it in theaters. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't go buy it, but it's on Netflix, so I'll watch it.
Right. No, I feel you. Yeah, I think I would have to go with I'm gonna kill Star Trek because I don't care, James Bond because I don't care, and Lord of the Rings because I sat through that 3-part movie. That was the last episode or whatever of it was. and the 60 frames per second thing, that's the first time it was done or whatever it was. And I got motion sickness from it, and it pissed me off. And I like Gollum, but other than Gollum, they can all go suck it. So don't like it.
I wasn't so okay. So funny story. I've never seen a single Lord of the Rings movie. Now I read some of the books, but I've never actually seen the movie.
And you kept it.
Huh?
And you kept it on the list?
Well, here's why. Because about a year ago, Tyler, the producer of the volleyball, Tyler decided that he was going to make me sit down. And, of course, I didn't want to do it. But he was going to decide he was going to force me to sit down and watch the Lord of the Rings movies, and I fell in love with them.
Okay. Maybe
I really like them now.
Maybe I'll have to check them out because I have not done that. But
dude, I'm telling you, like, Lord of the Rings are some of the longest movies you'll ever sit through. But, dude, like, if you can honestly if you have time and, like, you're having a bad day or something, you want to just escape the most insane reality ever, watch that. Because, dude, it puts you in a whole different mind frame, and they're so close to the books, it's ridiculous.
No, I have heard that. But I don't know. I guess for me, I feel like I need to go back and watch it because currently I'm going back and watching the MCU from the chronological order of it, not the order they came out, but the storyline order of it, right? And so I'm still doing that. I haven't made progress since the last time I talked about it, but I want to get through that entire thing because I did Star Wars chronologically order with the Mandalorian put in there and stuff like that too. Only one I didn't have was the Clone Wars. So now I'd like to do that with finish the MCU. Then I would probably think of maybe doing. I want to see the entire Dark Knight trilogy because I didn't see Batman Begins. I didn't know I messed that up. I messed that up. I'm sorry. I honestly thought when I saw it that Dark Knight was the first one because I'm like, oh, the Joker's in here. Okay, this must go somewhere. But I did not know. I felt so stupid afterwards.
How do you not know that is the first? That was so. Here's the other thing too.
Wait. Reasonable explanation. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I clicked on, it was Vudu or Netflix, Hulu, one of the things that had it in there, right? So I go to buy it and rent the movie, and I hit the Dark Knight trilogy. And the first thing that's in the dark is Dark Knight trilogy. So it's Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and whatever the last one is. And they put it in that order. So I'm thinking, oh, it's in that order. Dark Knight, Batman Begins. I'm like, maybe it's a rebirth or something. And then the last one. So to my stupidity and my ignorance, I watched the Dark Knight first. Now, love the movie. Absolutely badass. But I did do that the wrong way.
That's okay. Either way, you're going to watch it. But you want to know why I couldn't get rid of Star Wars?
Oh, I love Star Wars.
I don't. I like the original three. The original three were the best, in my opinion. But the reason I can't get rid of them is because my son Aiden loves the Mandalorian. So does Xavier, actually, the little one. So they love it. And we have a ritual that we only watch it when we're together.
Oh, that's cool.
So I can't get rid of that because I don't really bond with him with Aiden too much because he's not into sports, and it's real hard for me to try to get into like the video games. I'm awful at them. But so that's something that we can. So I would never get rid of that just because, to me, when me and him get to sit down and hang out, it's an amazing thing. So we're watching The Mandalorian now. X got into it, so I have to make sure that stays intact.
Yeah, right. No, that makes sense. Another one on there is Back to the Future, and Back to the Future is one of my absolute favorite trilogies in there.
I think I've even seen all of it all the way through.
The first movie you haven't?
No, I mean, like, I don't think I've seen the series all the way through. I know I've watched the first one, but I haven't.
The first one and the second one are worth seeing. The third one is not. It's totally off. It's like an old Western thing. The third one sucks out of the three. I still enjoy it, but it's not worth seeing. The second one definitely is because they go back and they change the timeline. They've kind of got like a dictatorish kind of a deal that goes and ruins the world, and he's got to go find his former self that's from the first movie. So that part's actually really cool. Like a very cool spin they took on things. But so that one I absolutely love Back to the Future. I want to get a DeLorean, Back to the Future car someday. And I love the fact that Rick and Morty is loosely based off of Doc and Michael J. Fox in that movie. So I think that's cool.
It's like it's definitely loosely,
very
loosely based. But here we go with something too. Like if you're looking at timelines again, or you're looking at different shows, I don't want to say timelines because Rick and Morty has all kinds of sick, twisted timelines. If you're not a Rick and Morty's fan, if you can stomach that type of sense of humor, it's really good with their timelines and how they do things. But have you seen the show Solar Opposites yet from the same creators?
No, you keep on asking me. I haven't seen it yet, and I need to because I know it's the same genre of Rick and Morty. I need to go see that still.
You really, honestly do, man. You really, really,
It looks
really
very
need
similar,
to.
and I love Rick and Morty, so I need to go watch that one.
Yeah, dude, that is legit. That is true, because Solar Opposites, and it's raunchier than Rick and Morty because it's Hulu. There's no limitations on what they can say, so it's just super, super raunchy, super, super bad. I mean, it is. You cannot watch it with kids in the vicinity of anywhere.
Right.
But it's shows like that. Like I wouldn't want those canceled. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot. Like James Bond, I don't give a damn about. I could care less. Like I guess my cartoons, my cartoon universes are where I would start to have that, crazy stuff.
Right. Well, anyway, so what do you guys think? Again, today we're doing a little Q&A in there, so nobody had a couple questions. So keep them coming. We want to hear what you guys think. We are an open book today, so ask us whatever you would like in there. One thing I do have, though, for you, Keith, before we go to different topics coming up here, is the Harry Potter franchise. Did you watch that?
Okay, so again, here's the thing. I am a reader, so I will read before I watch anything.
And I read the entire Harry Potter series before I watched any of the movies.
Well, so here's the problem with that. I read the books.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the books. I thought the books were fantastic. I read them when I was in school, whatever. Again, I'm not a movie guy, dude. Like, I don't like going to the movies. I know that sounds so weird.
Really?
I mean, sometimes, occasionally I do. If it's something really, really good, or if something it's going to be a blockbuster and you have to watch it in theaters to get the full effect of the surround sound and everything else. But Tyler, the volleyball, is a very, very, very avid moviegoer. I mean, like
that's how I am.
Cinephile.
Myself and my buddy Trent, like we are into it. Like when I go to the movie theater, I'm locked in another world. But one thing
he's a cinephile, like hard.
Right, but like before you go on with it, one thing I had a problem with Harry Potter was when I read it, there wasn't the drawing, like the cartoon drawing of Harry after the movie came out and everything. So my problem was that you develop this character in your mind of what it should look like, and then you go see the movie and you're like, well, that's not what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. So like he made me sit down and watch all of the Harry Potters. And, dude, they're great. Like I started getting my kids to watch them. I started making them. Dude, they're freaking fantastic. Like they are some of the best movies ever. But here's the best part about it is I am a video game player. I'm not good at them, but I am a video game player. And Harry Potter has a new game coming out for the PS5, which I have. And I'm telling you, dude, it's going to be fantastic. But that whole Harry Potter experience, I don't know. I'm a big avid person of read the books first, then watch the movies. Read the comics, then go watch the movies. But, dude, I'm telling you, there was something about the Harry Potter movies that when Tyler made me sit down and watch it, we watched them all in chronological order. Dude, it was fantastic. There's some of the best stuff ever. And then because of that, I got into Fantastic Beasts.
Okay, that is another topic because I saw the first Fantastic Beasts by Dr. Dre. No, the first Fantastic Beast, and I did not like it. I didn't get the point of it, but here's the deal. I wanted to see more of them, but I love Johnny Depp, and I can't stand the way they've treated Johnny Depp, and so now I'm pissed at them for the way they treated Johnny Depp, and I don't know what to think about it. So now I don't know if I want to go watch it or not.
The only thing is, dude, the first Fantastic Beast I thought was great.
Why?
I thought it was again beautiful.
What happened in that movie?
What do you mean?
And to me, nothing happened. Like they did nothing.
There was a dragon running around New York in the 70s, or what was it, the 30s, 40s? The dude has a hotel in his freaking book bag. Not book bag, what the hell is it the people use it
like a Pandora's box thing? Yeah, maybe I have to go back and watch it. But when I saw it, I did not like it.
How the hell did you miss that, Matt?
I probably fell asleep or lost interest. Now, this was years ago, and I wasn't as much of a moviegoer. So maybe now, if I go back, like I seriously wasn't that interested in movies. Now it's like my favorite thing to do, especially since we've had it taken away from us, is to go see movies. So I need to go back and watch that. I'll give you that. But yeah, the Harry Potter movies that I told you a few years ago, or a few weeks ago, that my first, I was so terrified because my first PG-13 movie was going to see Harry Potter. Maybe it was the Prisoner of Azkaban or something like that. It was rated PG-13, and I was 11, and I was shitting my pants because I thought that they're going to take me and arrest me or do something with me. And I was with my mom and dad, and they're like, no, it's okay. Dude, I was terrified. I was mortified going in that theater.
What the hell kind of sheltered life did you live when you were how old?
11.
Let me ask you an honest question. You don't have, since we're being open books, I got a question for you, Matt. When did you start drinking? Like, did you ever sneak off to go and do parties?
Yeah, 16. Yeah, 16.
About 16 to at 14, I was sloshed. Like I was drinking every day. It's so horrible. God, I was a horrible child.
I mean, I would have my mom, like in family stuff, like I could have red wine or like something like that. I didn't like they'd let me try beer, but I didn't like the taste of it, so just didn't care. But yeah, like 16, I started going with my buddy Dan. We'd go, by a campfire and go hang out and get way too drunk or whatever. But yeah, 16, 17, but not 14. But I guess the thing was I didn't like it, so I was just like, ugh, why do you want this? But then because my dad and we've always been big soda drinkers. So when you come from that, then you go to alcohol or beer. It's like, ugh, this tastes nasty. But now I actually like beer. So.
What's your favorite beer? Not yet a sponsor.
Well, yeah, I used to have Michelob Ultra as a sponsor, which I actually really do like as a beer. But my go-to would be for a light beer would be Miller Lite.
I guess you're confused on what my question was. I said beer. What kind of beer do you like?
Miller Lite.
Okay, so you don't understand the question. That's fine. Okay, so what kind of beer do you like that wasn't made with pee?
I don't like heavy beers. I don't like IPAs. I don't like stouts. I don't like any of that. To me, it just tastes heavy, and I'd rather have a pop. I'd rather go have a Diet Coke.
Okay, now see that we agree on. I would much rather, but I don't like stouts as much, but I definitely like IPAs. I love a good IPA. I just can't drink. Like, I don't like Bud Light at all. I hate Budweiser. I hate all of that. If I'm going to drink a beer and I'm going to put my sugar at risk, I'm definitely going to have a craft beer that's going to make me go, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have did this, but at least it tasted good.
See, I like the Miller Lite and Michelob Ultra. I'll drink Bud Light. I like Truly's a lot, the lemonade flavors they have, but I will drink that stuff. But to be honest with you, I would much rather have a bourbon or a straight up Crown Royal, which from our movie experience. That is true. Or I would have a Crown and Diet Coke or something like that. But I would before it was Crown and Coke was always what I would have. Sure. We were in Cancun. Jordan and I went. It was 2016, so I guess we were 20. Yeah, we were 20. And no, we were 19 right before we were 20. So it was an all-inclusive resort. Of course, crazy because, it's just the two of us together on spring break at our own all-inclusive hotel. So we drank, way too much every single day. And we're at dinner and I get a rum and Coke and, it's bottomless drinks there. And we just keep on talking and comes one of them. Sure. Whatever. Sure. One of them. Sure. Whatever. And by the end of it, so here's the thing about
pants, didn't you?
No, honestly, I didn't. So here's the thing that's funny about me, Keith, because you haven't seen it because I can't get to that level anymore because of my medication.
Sure.
But when I'm drunk, I do not change. I get a little bit more funny, like a little bit more happy, like just easy going. But
not hard to believe.
But the funny thing is people cannot tell that I am drunk. Like my buzz to hammered level does not change much at all. So
now let me ask you this though.
Wait. Hang on.
Go ahead.
I had 14 rum and Cokes at dinner with Jordan. We're just sitting there, and it's just like I'm getting a normal glass of Coke, just having a normal conversation. And I get up and I realize, oh dear Lord, my legs do not work. And she's like, how many do you have? And I asked the waiter, and he's like, and of course, again, all inclusive. He goes, oh, amigo, you had 14. I'm like, oh shit.
So Matt was trash. So you were did you fall on your face? Did she have to carry you?
I wobbled my way back up, but that's the thing is that I don't act different. So I don't know until my balance and equilibrium changes. Then I'm like, what did I just do?
So that's interesting. Is there a way that I can make you that drunk again? Like with less sugar? With no sugar? I mean, can I get you that? Because 14 rum and Cokes, if I drink 2 of them, I'm in the corner throwing up. You drank 14, I would be dead.
When I was that age, I could drink a. This is not good. I'm not bragging. This
When
was
you were that age, you're 20 something.
yeah. So I'm talking like when I was in college, like 18, 19, 20,
Okay.
like living in dorms, doing that deal.
Right.
I could drink. I could drink upwards of 20 to 25 shots of any liquor and be completely fine and not feel sick the next day.
That doesn't even make sense. If I had 2 shots of something, I'm going to vomit on myself and be an embarrassment.
But here's the thing, though, Keith. We talked about this before, but I do not drink. Like I seriously don't. So that would be at Halloween. That would be maybe a party or we went out or something like that, and I could hold it so well. If I have red wine, I have horrendous heartburn. I have horrendous everything, and I can't function because my heartburn is so bad. And I got to drink 2 freaking gallons of Pepto, which is defies the point of it. So I don't know why it is that I can process that. I used to be able to. I can't as much anymore. But
So,
uh, but yeah,
so,
it's
so,
weird.
so while you're talking about your Animal House days, which I'm sure you don't even understand that reference, which is fine. But somebody asked a question. Stroker? Yep, Stroker. I'm just making sure I'm saying that right. Stroker Ace Kid, the guy that sent the jersey to me, which is awesome. Love that guy. He said, Matt, what is your 5-year plan for racing?
5-year plan. Well, it's not me racing personally, but it is team wise that we're looking at stuff. So the biggest thing that happens, honestly, for us is this year is a big transition year. So it's our first year as a team, but then we get into next year, which is um, basically we have to buy the next gen car, which is a big upfront expense. But hopefully, over the years, it'll help all the teams have a little bit more parity. It cuts down wind tunnel time and that stuff. So it helps us be a little bit more competitive in there. So we got to get through the first year of that. We have to, from that point, we just try to keep on being competitive week in, week out. And the goal is to grow sponsorship each year and be able to pick up 1 to 2 spots every single year. I mean, you get to a breaking point of 25th in there somewhere to where if you're in the top 20 to 25, you have a shot at running within the top 10 or top 15. Beyond that point, we need a lot of manufacturer help and a lot of dollars to get better than that. Just the fact of what it is in racing. But the goal would to be in 5 years, in 2026, to be sitting there after we have our new TV contract deal, obviously different schedules and stuff that NASCAR is doing. We've seen a lot of schedule changes already for this year. I'm sure they're more innovative what they're doing to come. But I think that that's going to be our program is just to try to get slowly better each year. And we've talked about this whole time. We're trying to be very realistic, not saying we're going to come out and win races, but to say we're going to be here. We're building for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years to come to build a race winning and championship winning team. And it doesn't happen overnight. And we have to, keep up relationships and keep up building sponsorship and that team morale and chemistry as we go on with time. It's just, it takes a very long time to do those things. And if you look at the guys that have done it between Roger Penske and Jack Roush and Rick Hendrick and Richard Childress, they all started from somewhere, Stuart Haas included. And it takes 10, 15, 20 years to become a championship caliber team unless you spend $40 million a year. And I'm telling you right now, we don't have that much money to spend each year. So we just got to keep on plucking away at it.
I mean, all of that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
so again, you're what is that a typical 5-year plan for what you guys are doing? Like, I mean, are you trying to speed things up? Are you trying to keep pace? I mean, what is the main what is that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah. So basically, it brings you to being a more competitive car each year. And what that means is we already buy full tires, like meaning we have sticker tires to buy for every single race. So we're not skipping out on anything right now at all. Where the speed comes from is the wind tunnel time. We have an alliance with Stuart Haas Racing that we can help push forward our team in higher degrees of partnerships with them, getting more engineering help. And that's the biggest place we lack is engineering support. And that's the biggest cost there is in racing. So that's where we lack some, and that's where we have to get better as time goes on. If this was a normal year, we could sit here and tell you exactly what it looks like. But to be honest with you, that new next gen card that comes in, it brings more parity to the field because you don't have from first place to 30th place, you don't have a 1 second gap in, and a 1 second in racing is huge. Because it's a second every lap. There's 500 laps. That's a big gap over, you get lapped 10, 15 times. So,
Sure.
the gap closes with the cars, then it becomes down to the motors and the engineers and the basically the capability to keep on going, and how we reinvent ourselves with COVID times of how you come out of the sponsorship side. We all know it's going to look a little bit different. So how do you innovate and do things differently? And being in a spot as the youngest team owners and the newest NASCAR owners in the sport, we're in a unique place to be able to go do that and move forward and grow and adapt as the years go on.
I mean, makes sense. So, I mean, because you got to remember, I would have to imagine the same thing like anything else. If you guys are trying to win a championship, that's everybody's goal, or a cup, or whatever it's called. If you guys are trying to do that, then you're going to have to make power plays eventually, right?
Well, for sure. And that's where you build up the sponsorship. You build out your partnerships that say, okay, when we get to this amount of this amount of level of revenue or sponsorship coming in, everything with that, we don't make a penny more on that stuff. That just gets reinvested into the team. So you just have to, basically everything gets reinvested back into it, and you build from there, getting better cars, better engineering support, better systems, everything in there just gets better. And the cool thing is we have a very good core group of what we have for how small we are, being a one-car team. So you just keep on trying to build off of that and build for the future. But yeah, it's pretty neat how that continues to grow and change, even just in 6 races in the season, how much that's already operated and changed, and seeing where that goes.
Sure. No, absolutely. 100% makes sense. All right.
Well, I know you probably want to take a break, but honestly, we're 15 minutes from the end. So if you want to keep on rolling, let's just finish it out if you're okay.
I mean, we can.
Okay. Well, one thing I did want to jump into, because we talked about this briefly yesterday, because it was opening day, opening home, stuff for Major League Baseball, and the Texas Rangers, of course, they came under a lot of attention because they lost the game, but they did have full capacity back at stadiums, or at their stadium anyways. And, we're hearing in the sports world and the travel world and everything like that, a lot of airlines are hiring back tons of employees. We're hearing a lot of this stuff with cruise lines starting to open back up or having plans to open back up. I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see where this goes. And when I watched that game, or the clips of that game, it was weird it was very odd to see a stadium with full people. I mean, I don't know what you thought when you looked at me. It was exciting for me. It was also kind of worrisome to see, okay, I hope it doesn't push back stuff to get it more shut down, because I wanted everything to get back to normal. But at the same time, it was almost surreal, because we've been in this pandemic mode that none of us have ever expected or experienced before.
Right. No, you're right. Like, did he freeze?
Matt. It was, again, if you looked at any other Major League Baseball game, what's that?
You froze.
Well, if you look at any other Major League Baseball game in the last 10 years, you see a sold out stadium for opening day, you go, okay, duh. But this one, just because of that, then them being with their home opener sold out, it was, to me, it was just kind of like, it was shocking in a good way, because it maybe brought hope. Maybe it was in a bad way for other people. But to me, it was like, oh my gosh, we finally have a glimpse of hope after being trapped in this dark hole for so long, that you just hope that within all these industries that things get back to being normal. And I hope that they can show that nothing did happen, and that there weren't super spreader events and whatever and blah, blah, blah inside that whole deal. And hopefully it made that it was still okay. But I hope that.
Damn it, Matt, your internet sucks.
We're on the path right now to get back to a NASCAR team owner. I love going to the racetrack.
He's like cutting up bad.
I do.
This is why we take a break.
Why?
Because you're cutting up horribly. Oh my God, he is cutting up bad. I think he's there.
Yeah,
all right, hold on. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll jump into that. Let's get him reset. Don't go anywhere. Hey, welcome back to a non-freezing Matt with Life in the Fast Lane. Go ahead, Matt. What do you want to talk about? We got people that actually care.
All right, sorry. So I was talking about baseball stuff, but obviously they didn't want me to talk about it, being the internet god. So we're going to talk about something else, and that is Jimmy Fallon. When I was growing up watching like late night TV show hosts in high school, I'd like to come back. I would record Conan and then watch it after school because I liked watching Conan because I loved his energy, loved the stuff he did. And Jimmy Fallon, I think, has become one of my favorite guys to watch. I don't watch his show like
You don't watch his
regularly,
show at all.
but I love watching his stuff. I love going to, what's that?
You froze again, but it's okay. Keep going.
What did you say?
You froze again, but it's okay. Keep going. Oh, he is just free. Like, it is bad. Whatever happened. Yeah. Get your phone off your Wi-Fi network. Clearly, it can only handle one device at a time.
Dude, everything is off. I'm telling you, I promise. I don't know. Well, anyways, so Jimmy Fallon, I enjoy watching his skits and his stuff, but one of the things I really like is going to, because we were talking about all these movies and stuff like that, is going to Universal, the ride through New York or whatever it is, with Jimmy Fallon at Universal. Have you been on that ride before?
I have not. All right, so here's another thing: is I don't do roller coasters. I don't do anything that could possibly look like a roller coaster. If it smells like a roller coaster, if it looks like a roller coaster, I'm not touching it.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing.
Well, so the ride there is not actually a roller coaster. So it's one of those deals where it's a video thing where you just kind of move through things. Can you do that or no?
No, that I could probably do. Is there hills? I mean, it's just a straight shot.
No. It's screens, like moving screens.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, so you need to go check it out. And Universal in general, like they have that, the Harry Potter ride, the Escape from Gringotts, that same thing there. It's just motion rides like that. It's not circular motion because I get vertigo bad. But they're not roller coasters. It's like a new fully immersive ride rather than a coaster. But anyways, if you haven't been to Universal and do the Jimmy Fallon ride, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's just really cool. And I don't know why, but I cannot stand Jimmy Kimmel. To me, because you have
I hate Jimmy Kimmel. Oh,
yeah, Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is a douche. I cannot stand him.
He is a douchebag.
Jimmy Fallon is a great interviewer. He is a funny person, has awesome skits. And then there's Jimmy Kimmel, who just wants to, I don't even know what he wants. It's just
he wants to try to be political, but then he wants to try to be funny, and his wife's a moron. And like, I hate Sarah Silverman too. I can't stand her. Like, she is the biggest bitch. I just don't like her. Like, I hate her. I hate her.
No, I don't disagree. And the problem I see they've always had with Jimmy Kimmel is that it comes off so much of a jock vibe of like he's better than everybody else. And that's what I loved about Conan and Jimmy Fallon was that they were the everyday guy, wanted to just have a TV show or a talk show or whatever. And I don't know. I just always really like that part about him. And
I mean, if you were to put Kimmel versus Fallon, Jimmy Fallon is more funny. He has more experience than Kimmel does. That's why you said the skits are better. He literally came from Saturday Night Live. That's why he's better.
It shows, right? Like
absolutely it does.
It absolutely shows. So I know right now he's doing a big Among Us game, playing with different people. But that's the thing that Jimmy Fallon can do. Jimmy Kimmel would be on there playing like A-Rod on there, like just. You know
what? You're right. I do put him in the same category as that other jackass.
You're right. They are A-Rod and Jimmy Kimmel are in the same category, but Jimmy Kimmel gets more undeserved attention than A-Rod did because at least A-Rod roided up and played baseball.
That is true, but Kimmel, you got to remember, Kimmel tries to push the envelope, and he thinks he's woke now, and he's not. He's just a pompous prick, and he always will be. But Jimmy Kimmel, you're right. When he's doing his interview with his guests, so you got to remember, bro, I came out, and I started watching shows like when I was able to watch these shows, I was watching Johnny Carson and Jay Leno. Yeah. And David Letterman and those guys. In fact, I went to a taping of David Letterman. That's how much I loved David Letterman.
Wow. No, David Letterman was always fun. Now, did Letterman, did he hand it off to Conan? Is that correct?
No.
Or was it Fallon?
I don't know.
I'd have to
Might have
look
been
that.
who's on CBS?
CBS. Hang on. Let me see.
Is it Kimmel? I think it might be Kimmel.
It is Kimmel. Yeah.
Oh, he passed the baton to that idiot?
Yeah, because Jimmy Fallon is NBC. Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, I liked Leno too, but I grew up with Carson, so I didn't grow up with him, but I was at least old enough, or I am old enough to know what late night talk show is supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? And it's not Kimmel. It's definitely more Jimmy Fallon. It's the politicalness of it that I just don't like. I hate Stephen Colbert. I think he's an ass, just a complete ass.
I will say for Colbert though, the Colbert Report when he was on Comedy Central was hilarious, but when he went mainstream, I hated it.
I still can't. I didn't like it when it was on Comedy Central. I didn't like it because all he does is make fun of people. But it's only one-sided. Like if you're gonna make fun of a political party, fine, I'm all about it. Make fun of both sides because there's equally morons on both sides.
That's what I always loved about Conan was that he was the first person to make fun of himself and then make fun of something someone else would do and then go back and make fun of himself again because he was just that guy. And that's the Fallon personality too, is that he does that stuff and makes him personable. You want to watch, not just Kimmel just being a dick.
So, according to Stroker Ace Kid, Jay Leno was supposed to hand it off to Conan, but Leno changed his mind and then didn't retire. Conan went to NBC for big bucks, which I do remember that whole situation too.
Yeah, because he went to NBC and then he went to TBS, where he stayed for a long time before he retired, and then Fallon took over at NBC. So NBC did a damn good job of getting Conan and Jimmy Fallon. So their scouters for late night show people did a good job.
Well, the thing is, it just makes sense because if you look at, and this is late night TV has changed a lot. Just even over the last 5 years or 6 years. If you look at what's that guy from Comedy Central? I think his name is Noah something.
Oh, Trevor Noah.
I'd punch that guy in the face. I think he's the most pompous, jackass, uneducated, moronic human being that God ever let breathe on this planet.
You know what's bad about him though is that 4 years ago he used to be watchable. Now he has such an ego trip. He is completely unwatchable.
At Matt _ just asked me if I've watched the Late Show with Craig Ferguson.
I haven't.
Do you remember that show?
Is that the British dude?
He's Scottish, but he's the dude from the Drew Carey show. He was the boss.
Yeah. You're right. Yep.
That's another underrated TV show. That was another dude. He was good too. I think he should have got a look before Jimmy Kimmel did.
Right. Yeah. No, you're totally right. Maybe it's just the Scottish thing or something. But yeah, I don't know.
Racist as hell.
What?
That might be the most racist thing I've ever. It might be the Scottish thing. What the hell does that mean? Clarify that.
Just the accent and if he's likable.
No, you want to know what it is? It is the Scottish thing. You're right. It is his sense of humor, the way especially if you've ever seen any of his stand-up, his sense of humor is not.
British and Scottish, European humor is very different than American humor.
It is. And if you watch his late night show, and he still pulls in big numbers. He still has big guests come on. But if you listen to his sense of humor, it's more old school than it is the Jimmy Kimmel where he's trying to make a political statement. And so he's going to make fun of only, people who vote a certain way or whatever. And I just find that insane. But Craig Ferguson, his sense of humor is more old school. And the way he conducts interviews and stuff like that was definitely more Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, David Letterman type style.
Yeah, well, and that's where I think it's cool of Jimmy Fallon because coming from Saturday Night Live, I would much rather see them do a skit like those skits that are so funny. I would much rather see that or the Conan thing where he goes on location and just makes a complete idiot of himself or goes on set with somebody or whatever. I would much rather see that and have a legit interview with it because when he does that stuff, when somebody comes in to have an interview and sit down with him, say it's Ashton Kutcher, just random person sits down and talks to him, you're in a comfortable environment. I would feel not intimidated, but I would feel uncomfortable going onto a Kimmel set. That would just be me.
I would feel uncomfortable going on a Kimmel set too. And the thing is, like when David Letterman used to do the Late Show, it had like I don't know, it had a different presence in it. It was like he was bringing people in, they were talking about certain issues, but he was able to make fun of the broad spectrum. And I'm fine with that. Make fun of the broad spectrum. He would make fun of himself as well, and they would have a lot of fun. Late night TV has changed so drastically that it almost has become another news political talk show, and that's never what late night was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the gym. It was supposed to be like what Fallon is doing. You're supposed to make those sketches. You're supposed to make those jokes. You're supposed to go on location. Do you remember David Letterman used to bring in his favorite deli guy?
Yeah.
Because do you remember that? Because he liked him so much. You don't see that stuff anymore.
Nope, you're totally right. Well, hey, we are out of time. Sorry for the couple technical issues on my side, but thank you guys for an awesome show. We'll be back here on Thursday at 7 p.m. Same bat time, same bat place. We're clearly not getting rid of the DC universe on our chart of things we're getting.
Right, we're not. I'll fight you on that.
I'm right there with you. So if I try to get rid of it, you punch me, okay?
I will. You damn right I will.
500 miles away, I will feel that punch.
That's right, you will.
It's either that or in the wing.
Make sure you guys follow at Keith Miger 1, follow at Matt_Tift, follow, what is those shows one again? Because I always forget it.
At LITFL Show.
Absolutely. Check out our Teespring, get some merch, rep the show, have some fun. Every time you buy something from the merch store, you get entered into a sweepstakes to have Matt's fire suit that has not been pissed in. So that is super awesome.
Yet.
Right? We're going to do it all summer? Is that the thing? You're not going to pee all summer, or you're not going to pee in it all summer? How's that work?
I'm just saying I haven't peed in it yet, but we'll get to the details at the end of summer.
Perfect. Follow at Keith Miger 1. Follow at Matt_Tift. Stay tuned. Stay up to date with what we're doing and how we're going to be doing some other things this week, I do believe. We're going to be doing some fun stuff for TikTok, for Twitter, for Instagram, for MySpace, for AOL Instant Messenger. What?
Yeah, Hotmail. Don't forget Hotmail.
Oh, yeah, for Hotmail, we're going to be
next week, we are going to be on location together. Monday.
You like that?
I like that.
Does it make you happy?
Makes me happy.
Does it make you happy inside?
I don't know. I just really have to pee, and I got to find a fire suit to go empty my bladder.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys next time.